recall, we were solving the equation mu double dot plus cu dot plus ku equal to f0 cos lambda t, where f0 is the amplitude of harmonic forcing function, and lambda is the forcing frequency. Omega is natural frequency. All other notations are as per the standard notations that we have always used in this class. Now we mass normalize this equation, and we have written it in the form u double dot plus 2 eta omega u dot plus omega square u is equal to f0 upon m cos lambda t. We found out its complementary function e raised to minus eta omega t c1 cos omega dt plus c2 sin omega dt. Then particular integral. So we claimed that a cos lambda t plus b sin lambda t is going to be the particular integral which satisfies the governing differential equation, with right hand side being the original one without making it to zero. And then our aim was now to calculate a and b. Are you with me? ये a and b हमें calculate करने हैं in terms of known system parameters. So that's what we are trying to do. And those two constants a and b will be obtained through boundary conditions. Are you with me? तो वो करने के लिए what we have done is we have substituted this value in the governing differential equation. We did find out what is u dot of t, what is u double dot of t, substituted back in the governing differential equation, and then we are going to collect the coefficients of cos lambda t and sin lambda t on left hand side and right hand side. Coefficients of cos lambda t on left hand side are to be equated with coefficient of cos lambda t on right hand side. So by that we got the first equation in a and b. Then equating coefficients of sin lambda t on left hand side with 0, because on right hand side there is only f0 cos lambda t, there is no sin lambda t. So therefore equating that to 0, we get the second equation. Now we have to solve this two linear algebraic equations for a and b. So how do we solve it? So we saw that the coefficients are exchanged. यहाँ पे जो फर्स्ट इक्वेशन में जो a का कोएफिशिएंट है, the same is the coefficient of b in next equation, and coefficient of b in first equation is coefficient of a with negative sign in the next equation. That's all right. Are you with me? So how do we solve that? So we are going to multiply, we are going to eliminate a. So to eliminate a, we are going to multiply first equation by coefficient of a in the second equation, and we are going to multiply second equation by coefficient of a in the first equation. Standard process. So यहाँ पे हमने second equation को we are multiplying by omega square minus lambda square. First equation will be multiplied by minus 2 eta omega lambda. So after doing that, I get a multiplied by some term. That term I will denote it by some notation. I'm not going to write that because anyway a is to be eliminated. Are you with me? Then plus 2 eta omega lambda multiplied by minus 2 eta omega lambda multiplied by b. This must be equal to f0 by m. Happy? Hopefully we have not made any calculation mistakes. If it is there, we will come to know at the end. So now when we multiply this by omega square minus lambda square, this is a into same term. देखो यहाँ पे ओमेगा स्क्वायर माइनस लैम्डा स्क्वायर मल्टीप्लाइड बाय माइनस 2 ईटा ओमेगा लैम्डा, यहाँ पे माइनस 2 ईटा ओमेगा लैम्डा मल्टीप्लाइड बाय ओमेगा स्क्वायर माइनस लैम्डा स्क्वायर, सेम टर्म. सो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू मेंशन दैट. प्लस बोलो. Yes. Yes, it has to be multiplied. So it is minus 2 eta omega lambda. That's right. Second equation. So what happens to second equation? It is omega square minus lambda square, the whole bracket square, multiplied by b. This must be equal to 0. Happy? These are equation number 3, equation number 4. Now I am going to use these two equations and I am going to subtract equation number 4 from equation number 3. That eliminates a. A has been eliminated. And then what do you get? The omega square minus lambda square. Are you with me? Minus, देखो 2 eta omega lambda, 2 eta omega lambda. So is it 2 eta omega lambda the whole bracket square? first term. And when I subtract second term from the first term, this will have negative sign. This will also have negative sign. Like this minus this times b. Happy? Are you with me? Is equal to minus f0 by m 2 eta omega lambda. Are you with me? So what is the value of b? Can you tell me? B will be equal to, now this negative sign, if I take common, that negative sign will cancel with this negative sign. So what do you get? 2 eta 2 eta omega lambda f0 divided by m into bracket omega square minus lambda square the whole bracket square plus 2 eta omega lambda the whole bracket square. This is the value of b. How do we get the value of a? Now substitute this value of b in any one of these equations. So let us take this equation. Anyway, so I will take this equation. Anyway, yes. And in this equation, I will substitute the value of b. So let us substitute value of b here. So what do you get? A into minus 2 eta omega lambda plus omega square minus lambda square into 2 eta omega lambda f0, this divided by the denominator. Is equal to 0. Happy? So what is the value of a? So a, this goes on the other side, becomes positive. I am going to divide it by 2 eta omega lambda. So this 2 eta omega lambda vanishes. So we get a is equal to omega square minus lambda square divided by the same denominator. Are you with me? I hope we are not missing anything. F0 is missing. So you are going to have this whole bracket into f0. Is that right? I hope we are not missing anything. So we have got now the value of a and we have got now the value of b. So what is the solution? So now solution is in our hand. Where is u of t? U of t is a cos lambda t plus, that is pi. So that is pi. And what is cf? Cf is this function. So can I write down the solution now? Solution will be written as summation of cf plus pi. So let me write down that. This cf itself has two constants. Those constants have to be obtained from boundary conditions. Are you with me? And in pi, जो हमने दो constants introduce किए थे a and b, those constants now we have their values and we have expressed those constants in all system parameters. Are you with me? So we have now a complicated looking equation. Now we will write down that u of t will be cf plus pi. So what is the value of cf? E raised to minus eta omega t c1 cos omega dt plus c2 sin omega dt. अभी प्लस, अब बोलो क्या लिखो, plus pi. So what is the value of pi? A cos omega dt plus b sin a cos lambda t plus b sin lambda t. So that's what I'm going to write. I will not complicate it. I will simply write it as a cos lambda t plus b sin lambda t. And what is the value of a and b? So a and b value is in here. So I will just borrow those values. This is b. And this is a. So this is the solution. Happy? What do you observe in this solution? This solution has first term which tends to 0 when time t tends to infinity. Do you agree with me? इसका जो पहला term है, which I will mark now in blue line, this term is going to vanish as time t becomes very large. Do you agree with me? What can you say about the second term? Second term is a cos lambda t plus b sin lambda t. Are you with me? अब उसमें we are going to have a digress. Tell me, if I were to express a cos lambda t plus b sin lambda t, can I express it? Can I express this quantity as alpha sin lambda t plus phi? मुझे ऐसे एक्सप्रेस करना है. For some reason I don't want to see cos and sin terms together. I want to see only sin term. Are you with me? So if I were to express this a cos lambda t plus b sin lambda t as only a function of some sin, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? Can I equate it to alpha times sin lambda t plus phi? If I replace it with this, can you tell me what is sin lambda t plus phi? Sin a plus b का फॉर्मूला क्या है? Sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. Are you with me? So sin lambda t cos phi plus बोलो cos lambda t sin phi, and both these terms will be multiplied by alpha. This has to be equal to a cos lambda t plus b sin lambda t. Happy? Are you with me? Now what I need to do, I need to collect the coefficients of sin lambda t and cos lambda t. So what are the coefficients of sin lambda t here? Tell me. Alpha cos phi. Alpha cos phi. This must be equal to what? B. Are you with me? And alpha sin phi must be equal to A. Are you with me? Now if I take ratio of second equation to first equation, what do I get? Tan phi is equal to A by B. Are you with me? So what is phi? Phi is equal to tan inverse of A by B. Do you know A and B? Yes, I know A and B. Knowing A and B, I can find out phi. Are you with me? Now if I were to find out alpha, what should I do? Square and add these two equations. Alpha square sin square phi plus alpha square cos square I. Sin square phi plus cos square phi is 1. So alpha square, ये square and add किया अगर मैंने, so I squared this one. So what do I get? Alpha square is equal to a plus b. Are you with me? A square plus b square. I'm sorry, b square. Happy? So what is the value of alpha? Alpha is equal to square root of a square plus b square. Are you with me? ये दिमाग में रखना. So therefore I can always replace this a cos lambda t plus b sin lambda t by alpha sin lambda t plus phi, where alpha must be equal to square root of a square plus b square and phi must be equal to tan inverse of a by b. सही किया ना, कहीं गड़बड़ नहीं है कैलकुलेशन का, देखो नहीं है. आर यू विद मी? सो देयरफॉर अब जरा यहाँ पे देखो यार क्या करने वाला. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू एक्सप्रेस दिस पी आई इन दिस फॉर्म. इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट आई विल एक्सप्रेस इट प्लस क्या लिखू, अल्फा साइन लैम्डा टी plus phi. Agreed? Where I know that alpha is equal to square root of a square plus b square. What is a and b? A and b are here. Are you with me? And what is beta? What is phi? Phi is equal to tan inverse of a by b. देखो when you do tan inverse of a by b, इनका डिनोमिनेटर सेम होने के वजह से दैट रेशियो इज वेरी सिंपल. इट इज ओमेगा स्क्वायर माइनस लैम्डा स्क्वायर f0 अपॉन 2 eta omega lambda f0. f0 also cancels out. So you have only omega square minus lambda square upon 2 eta omega lambda. That is the value of phi. Are you with me? And what is the value of alpha? You have to square and add them, but denominator being same, if you square it and then take common, you will see that addition becomes equal to the denominator, and then there are going to be some cancellations, everything wo baad mein karenge. Are you with me? But in principle, once I know a and b in system parameters, I also know alpha and phi, and then I can simply write this equation, this response u of t, as this function. Happy? Why are we doing that? ऐसे ही पागल कुत्ते ने काटा है? नो, देयर आर रीजंस. क्या रीजंस है वो प्लॉटिंग के टाइम समझ में आएंगे. Pardon me for the poor joke, but what can you say about the first term of this response? In the limit t tending to infinity, the first term vanishes. So first term will cease to have effect after some time. Imagine that last time can be as short as 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, this term e raised to minus eta omega t will be so small that the first term will cease to have effect on the response. Are you with me? And the only term that governs the response is the second one. What can you say about the second term as time t tends to infinity? It will fluctuate between plus or minus alpha. Are you with me? So immediately मेरे पास आंसर आ गया. If a system is harmonically driven by the force f0 cos lambda t, then at very large time, what will be the maximum response? It will be equal to alpha. Are you with me? And how much is alpha? Alpha is square root of a square plus b square. करना है जो करो. But a b is known. Square root of a square plus b square. जो भी magnitude आएगा, that is the maximum displacement system is going to exhibit. Are you with me? On positive side, that means on one side of mean position, and as well on the negative side, that means on the other side of mean position. Are you with me? Chalo. Second question I ask: as t tends to infinity, does this response die on its own? No. As long as forcing function is prevailing, the system will continue to respond, because sin lambda t plus phi will never tend to, it will never decay. It will keep on oscillating between plus minus 1. Do you agree with me? So therefore, system will forever keep on oscillating between plus alpha and minus alpha. This is the maximum and minimum displacement from mean position the system is going to have. Are you with me? तो अब ये जो पहला वाला टर्म है, which will be significant only for a short duration of time, इस वाले टर्म को हम क्या बोलते हैं? We call that term as transient response. क्या बोलेंगे? ट्रांजिएंट रिस्पॉन्स, ट्रांजिएंट वर्ड का ही मीनिंग ये है कि मोमेंटरी। सो यू सब्जेक्ट द सिस्टम टू पी कॉस लैम्डा टी, जिस टाइम से सब्जेक्ट किया है वहां से 10 सेकंड तक या 5 सेकंड तक द सिस्टम इज गोइंग टू हैव फर्स्ट कंपोनेंट डोमिनेंट, first component comparable with the second component of the response. So therefore it is going to respond in a transient fashion. After that transient phase is over, the system has a steady state response. Steady state response matlab its magnitude E fluctuates between plus minus alpha. Are you with me? And it varies as a sinusoidal function, sine function. So इसको हम बोलते हैं steady state response. क्या बोलेंगे? Steady state response. And what is the first part? First part is called as transient response. Transient. How fast does the transient response decay? It depends upon the value of eta. More damped the system is, more close it is to critically damped system, faster is the decay of transient response. Am I very clear? Because e raised to minus eta omega t will approach to zero very fast if eta is more. Am I very clear? So now we are going to plot this response and we are going to have a look at it. How does it look? So we are going to start with our routine exercise. After plotting, I am going to talk about something called as phase. वो क्या है, वो प्लॉटिंग के बाद ही समझ में आएगा. ऐसे सिर्फ देख के अगर मैं मैथमेटिशियन जैसा आपको बता दूं कि what is phase lag and all those things, it will not be helpful. We will plot it and then you will understand what I am trying to say. Are you with me? So chalo. So what is the system that we are looking at? M is equal to 100 kg. Same old example. Then K is equal to how much? 10,000 Newton per meter. Okay, what else do we require? U0. System starts from rest. So I am saying that U0 is 0. The system starts from zero velocity as well. So U0 dot is also 0. Are you with me? So ये system में, did we calculate the value of C1 and C2? Not yet. So we have to calculate the value of C1 and C2. Then only this response is complete. So we will apply the boundary conditions. We will calculate the value of C1 and C2, and then we are going to proceed to solve this problem. तो वो करने वाले हैं. Now U0 is 0. U0 dot is 0. What else is required? I require F0. So F0, I think we have taken it as 1000 Newton. Am I right? 10,000. So 10,000 Newton. And what is the value of lambda that we have taken? Lambda, let us take it, value of lambda, let us take it less than omega. So omega की value अपने कितनी है? 10 है. So therefore this value I will take it as 5 radian per second. Are you with me? तो ये value हो गया 5 radian per second lambda. Omega therefore turns out to be 10. What is the value of eta that we are taking? Eta is 0.05. है ना, आरसीसी स्ट्रक्चर हम बोल रहे हैं, तो ईटा की वैल्यू वी आर टेकिंग इट एज 5%, which is 0.05. So what is the omega d? 9.98. This is also in radian per second. This is also in radian per second. Happy? This is our data. Now let us first find out values of C1 and C2. So what are the boundary conditions? So I am going to apply now. This was digress. Pardon me for randomly oriented board, but I hope if you are listening to what I am saying, it is not difficult to rewrite it. So this was digress. Now let us apply boundary condition. What is the first boundary condition? U of 0 is U0. It may be 0, may not be 0 depending upon the situation. We will consider a generalized case. So U of 0 is U0. Now in this response, what happens if I put t equal to 0? ये टर्म तो 1 हो जाएगा. What happens to cos omega dt? 1. So C1 रह जाएगा इसमें. C2 becomes 0. And what happens to this? When I substitute t equal to 0, t equal to 0 substitute किया तो क्या होता है? sin phi रह जाएगा. Are you with me? So it is going to be alpha sin phi. Are you with me? So C1 plus alpha sin phi is U0. तो वो यहाँ पे लिखता हूँ C1 plus alpha sin phi is equal to U0. Is alpha known? Yes. Is phi known? Yes. In terms of A and B. A and B are known in terms of system properties. So we are okay. So alpha is known, phi is known. So therefore, what is the value of C1? C1 is equal to U0 minus alpha sin phi. C1 की value तो मिल गई. Happy? Now we are going to obtain the value of C2. So U dot of 0 is equal to U0 dot, and that must be equal to sorry, U dot of T must be equal to, chalo, U dot of T. We have done it quite a lot of, बहुत बार किया है हमने, तो ये फिर से करना है. So e raised to minus eta omega t into minus C1 ओमेगा डी साइन ओमेगा टी. सो बोलते जाना, मैं लिखते जाता हूँ. चलो, e raised to minus eta omega t as it is into bracket minus C1 ओमेगा डी साइन ओमेगा डी टी, आगे प्लस C2 ओमेगा डी cos omega dt. This is a differentiation of bracket. Now minus eta omega e raised to minus eta omega t into bracket C1 cos omega dt plus C2 sin omega dt. Are you with me? And then plus differentiation of the next term. What is the next term? It is alpha sin lambda t plus phi. What is differentiation of this? It will be lambda cos lambda t plus phi into alpha. Are you with me? इसका differentiation lambda, that will come out. Sin lambda t plus phi का differentiation cos lambda t plus phi. So cos lambda t plus phi into alpha lambda is going to be differentiation of this response. So that I will write. Correct me if I am making mistake. Alpha lambda cos of lambda d plus phi. Happy? Now, when I substitute t equal to 0, what happens? This term becomes 1. This term vanishes. This term becomes C2 into omega d. So I will write that C2 into omega d. This term becomes minus eta omega. First term becomes C1. So minus eta omega C1. This term vanishes. This term becomes alpha lambda plus alpha lambda cos phi. This must be equal to U0 dot. है ना? And now U0 dot is known. So can you tell me the value of C2? तो C2 क्या होगा? देखो C2 will be equal to U0 dot. This term comes on this side, becomes positive, plus eta omega C1. What is C1? U0 minus sin alpha. Are you with me? Sin alpha या sin phi? Alpha sin phi. Alpha sin phi. हो गया. U0 minus eta omega C1 plus alpha lambda cos phi. हाँ, ये माइनस होगा, सॉरी. And this entire thing divided by C, divided by omega d. This is C. So we have got C1, we have got C2, we have response in place. So now let us plot. 1 minute. So what is this case? This is case of damped system, underdamped system subjected to harmonic excitation. Are you with me? So let me write down that. Rename damped system subjected to harmonic excitation. If you are stuck up at any visualization or any solution ka interpretation, you just plot it and you will get most of the things in the solution. So T, and then this is U of T. What is the value of lambda forcing frequency? That is 5. उसको मैं H बोलूंगा. H is nothing but lambda. So we have taken in our problem, what is the value of lambda? 5 radian per second. So I will take that as 5 radian per second. Are you with me? What is the value of F0? F0 is equal to 10,000 Newton. Then और किसकी वैल्यू चाहिए हमें? ईटा की वैल्यू क्या है? ईटा is equal to 0.0. ये सारी चीजें उसके हिसाब से हम U कैलकुलेट करें. So let us do that now. I will calculate now it for, let us say, or 0.03 इस इंटरवल में लेते हैं. Let us calculate it for a long time, long duration of time. So let us calculate it up to 20 seconds or slightly more than that. Okay, 37 seconds. Fine. चलो, किसी ने इक्वेशन लिखा है? Has anyone written down the equation? If not, okay, I will have to toggle between these two screens. Okay. E raised to minus eta omega. Achha, what is the value of C1? Let us calculate value of C1 and C2 separately. So to calculate that, I will have to calculate value of A and B. So I will calculate it. This is the value of A. A की value क्या है बोलो? This is equal to my 2 eta omega lambda. So बोलते जाओ 2 eta 0.05 omega 10 lambda 5. 2 eta omega lambda F0. What is F0? 10,000. 10,000 divided by M. So in bracket 100 into bracket, yes, tell me, omega square minus lambda square. तो omega कितना है 10, lambda कितना है 5. So 10 square is 100, 5 square is 25. तो ये 75 का square है. So this is 75 square. Okay. Then plus 2 eta omega. So I will plus 2 into 0.05 into omega into 2 eta omega lambda into 5, the whole bracket square. Happy? And then one bracket complete. This is the value of A. 0.0. Is this okay? This is B. What is the value of A? Let us calculate that. So A is omega square minus lambda square. So that is 75. 75 into 10,000. So 750,000. Is that right? Sure. 75 into 10,000. Then divided by. Are we borrowing the same denominator? यहाँ का ही denominator है ना? Same. So what I will do is copy this. Paste it here. 1.32. So we have calculated values of A and B. A is 1.327, B is this. The moment A and B are calculated, can I calculate alpha and phi? Yes. So what is the value of alpha? Alpha is square root of, so SQRT, SQRT square root of B square plus A square. So this is value of alpha. What is the value of beta? No, not beta, phi. Phi की value क्या? Tan inverse of tan A tan tan inverse of A by B, right? A by, so it is 1.5 radian. ठीक होगा. Now अब आगे चलते हैं. So this is now we will calculate value of C1 and C2. What is the value of C1? C1 बोलो. This is C1. U0 minus alpha sign. What is U0 in our case? 0. So U0 is 0. Then minus alpha sine of 1. So when I do that, I have to ensure that it takes sine in radians. So just do one thing here, sine of 90. If I get sine of 90 as 1, that means it is accepting the angle in degrees. Then I will have to convert that in degree. 1.5 को degree में convert करना पड़ेगा. But sine of 90 is not 1 here. So indication that it is taking the values of angle in radians. We can cross verify that by just saying sine of pi by 2. So sine of pi by 2, that turns out to be 1. So the angle is taken in radians. We are very sure. So this value of C1 is correct. Now what is the value of C2? C2. Bolo. It is U0 dot, which is 0. So numerator में पहली term है 0. Second term eta omega. So tell me what is eta? 0.05 into omega is 10. Multiplied by in bracket U0. So this multiplied by in bracket 0 minus alpha sin phi. So this alpha ये क्या हुआ? नहीं, equal to is missing. Alpha into sin of phi. हाँ, K1 के जगह, and then I have to, from that I have to subtract minus alpha into lambda. Lambda is 5. Alpha lambda cos of phi. Cos of, where is phi? Cos of phi. Okay, so this denominator is now complete. Numerator is now complete. Divided by correct. No, I'm just cross verifying. Is there any error? No. No. This divided by omega d. So what is the value of omega d? 9.9. This is the first bracket. Then this bracket is for the multiplication. This is complete. This is complete. So second term की bracket complete हो गई. Then cost की bracket. Then this bracket is complete. Correct. Divided by 9.9. So this is the value of C2. So we have got values of C1 and C2. Now let us try to write down the response. U of t is equal to, bolo, e raised to minus eta omega t. So exponential minus 0.05, omega is 10 multiplied by t. T is this exponential e raised to minus eta omega t multiplied by C1. So what is the value of C1? This is C1. C1. But now here I will have to add dollars because this value should not change as I say change the cell. So this value is free. C1 into, bolo, calico, C1 cos omega dt. So cos of omega d is 9.98 into t. What is the value of t? T is here. So first term हो गया C1 cos omega dt plus C2. What is the value of C2? C2 is this. Again here I will have to put dollars. C2 to sine of omega d 9.98 into t. तो ये हो गया फर्स्ट टर्म ई रेस्ट जो ट्रांजिएंट रिस्पांस. दिस इज ट्रांजिएंट रिस्पांस. आर यू विद मी? तो अब हम क्या करेंगे? वी विल प्लॉट ट्रांजिएंट रिस्पांस सेपरेटली. वी विल प्लॉट स्टेडी स्टेट रिस्पांस सेपरेटली. हाँ, तो ट्रांजिएंट रिस्पांस में यहाँ पे सेपरेटली प्लॉट कर रहा हूँ, इसलिए मैं इसको बोल रहा हूँ ट्रांजिएंट. आर यू विद मी? चल, so what happens to this? So this value systematically vanishes. इसका अगर हम प्लॉट लेते हैं तो कैसे दिखेगा? So ये 500 ऐसे क्यों आया है? क्योंकि you know the reason. ये बहुत बार हुआ है. That means around 5 seconds this response is going to be almost zero. Are you with me? So we call this response as transient response. और इस transient response में कौन सा response add होने वाला है? U of t steady state response. So I am going to add that. U of t steady state. So how do I write steady state response? This is equal to, bolo, alpha sine lambda t plus phi. So what is the value of alpha? Alpha, and I need to put dollar here. Alpha sine alpha into sine lambda t plus phi. So lambda की वैल्यू क्या है? 5 into t. What is the value of t? T plus phi. Where is phi? This one. And here also we need to preserve this cell, so dollar needs to be put before and after the location designation. So ये value हो गई 1.32. Are you with me? And you will see that it is fluctuating between plus minus alpha. तो ये अगर मैंने प्लॉट कर दिया तो it fluctuates between plus minus alpha. This value, this component is steady state component on which we are going to mount now the transient component. So what is the total response? So U of t U of t is equal, बोलो, sum of these three, sum plot. Are you with me? Initial condition क्या था? U of t is 0 at time t equal to 0. That has turned out to be 0. So that's correct. So अब ये plot करेंगे. Let us plot this. So do you see the transient response prevails only at the beginning, and later on the response becomes steady state. तो इसका मतलब है steady state response होने के बाद that response has its own frequency. Do you agree with me? After the transient phase is over, the signal is repeating signal that fluctuates between plus minus alpha. So even without solving the problem, just by calculation of alpha, I know what is the maximum deformation in steady state when it is subjected to harmonic excitation f0 cos lambda t. ये तो पता है. And we also know that the response is also now harmonic. After transient phase is over, steady state response is also harmonic. Are you with me? It also varies as a sine function, so it is harmonic in nature. समझ में आ रहा? अब now we are going to talk something about phase. Have you understood this part? So कहाँ तक transient response prevalent है? So you can see up to 5 seconds or 6 seconds. The 5 seconds. यहाँ तक transient response is dominant. But after that, it is a harmonic response. So harmonically driven systems do produce harmonic responses at large times when the transient responses decay down. Are you with me? This is the first observation. These are all remarks that we are making by looking at this system, harmonically driven system. Now, secondly, on this same plot, I am now going to plot a forcing function. This is a response to a force. Do you agree with me? Which kind of force? Harmonic force. So I am now going to plot the forcing function on this plot itself. Let us plot it. So can I write down force? In this column, I will write down now force f of t. What is f of t? F0 cos lambda t. So what is value of F0? 10,000. F0 cos of lambda t. What is lambda t? Lambda is how much? 5. Uh, what is t? T is this. So in the same diagram, in the same plot, I am going to add select data. This series 1, I give it a name. What is this name? This is response. Are you with me? It is u of t. Or instead of calling it as response, I will call it as u of t. Happy? In that, I am going to add another series to which I am going to give the name f of t. F of t. इसमें what is the x-axis? On x-axis, we are going to plot time. On y-axis, we are going to plot f. So here, what is the I have to do it again. Now, problem with this representation is, as the force value is very large in comparison with u of t, you will not be able to see the intricacies. So, इसलिए हम क्या करने वाले हैं? I am going to express, divide each and every term in this row by 1000, 10,000. Are you with me? So, the force value will also fluctuate between plus minus 1. And we will say this ft, instead of calling this as ft, I will call it as ft divided by 10,000. Are you with me? So let me do that exercise. So this divided by 10,000, and then copy this value, paste only values, and I don't require this column anymore. So that's what I have done. Now have a look at this. Okay, so what do you observe? So I started with this exercise because I wanted to show you the phase. Unfortunately, line thickness के वजह से you are not able to see the shift in the signal. That will be prevalent when we plot it only for small time. For example, let us plot these two curves from 10 second to 20 second. Are you with me? So 10 second to 10 second यहाँ तक ही plot किया तो आपको resolution better मिलेगा. Then you will have a look at shift of blue color line signal from red color. वो देखने की कोशिश कर. So select data, edit. Instead of plotting it from 3, let me plot it from 1000. Here also let me plot it from 1000. Okay, f of t, 1000. Format axis. Okay, so I will be able to show that to you visually, but before that, let us look at it from values point, from values. So, for example, when do you think f0 is maximum? When the f of t is maximum? F0 cos lambda t is the function. So f will be maximum at time t equal to 0. Do you agree with me? So time t equal to 0 pe, you will see f to be maximum. This is the maxima of f. Do you agree with me? What is the next time at which you will see the f to be maximum? Next time कहाँ पे मिलेगा? Pardon? So let us look at when f is 1 again. Somewhere here. Are you with me? And that value is 2.52. Are you with me? What must be this period 0 to 2.52? It must be the damp natural period. Sorry, it must be the lambda, inverse of lambda. Forcing frequency is lambda. उसका inverse ये होना चाहिए. Are you with me? Lambda is the frequency in radians per second. To convert it into hertz, what do you have to do? You have to divide it by 2 pi. So you get the frequency, forcing frequency in hertz. Uska jo inverse hai, that must be 2.5. It must be the natural period. However, if you look at uh, the maxima of response, where does it occur? Where is the maxima of response? तो यहाँ पे देखो जीरो बढ़ते जा रहा है, बढ़ते जा रहा है, बढ़ते जा रहा है, 1.06, 1.36, 1.38 and then drops down. So maxima of response occurs at 0.27. Do you agree with me? अब जरा यहाँ पे ध्यान दो, 0.27 force, first maxima of force is at 0 second. First maxima of response is at 0.27 seconds. What is the difference between them? 0.27 seconds. Are you with me? And that difference is on account of phi. This is on account of this. First of all, it is sine function, and second, there is a phase difference phi. It is not simply something multiplied by t. If it would have been something multiplied by t, then sine at time t equal to 0, this would have assumed 0 value. Do you agree with me? Are you with me? ये value 0 आ जाता. Second term की बात कर रहा हूँ. पर वैसे नहीं है. So therefore this phi we call something as phase. इस phi को हम बोलते हैं phase difference between the forcing function and response. So forcing function, if the peak occurs at this interval, if I displace this forcing function signal by some phase phi, you will get the response function. Response maxima will occur by displaced value of phi. Are you with me? So therefore we call this phi as a phase difference. Are you with me? And the function frequency is still lambda, because sine of lambda t plus phi is a constant. So therefore next maxima is going to occur with frequency lambda. Are you with me? So therefore harmonically driven systems, they start responding at the forcing frequency after the transient response has died down. That is the second observation. Transient response die होने के बाद the system responds with the forcing frequency. जो forcing frequency है उसी frequency से respond करता है, but with the phase difference phi. That means जहां पे force का maxima होता है उससे phi distance पे maxima इसका होगा, response का maximum. So what is the effect of harmonic force on the system? There is transient response, there is steady state response. Transient response becomes ineffective after a certain time. In steady state response, the system responds with the same frequency as the forcing function, irrespective of whatever is the natural frequency of the system. It responds with the same frequency as forcing function, but with phase difference phi. Are you with me? We will try to plot it and I will show it in the next example where the difference is prominent. वैसे example solve करके हम plot करेंगे, then it will be more clear. But that's what I mean to say. So if I were to plot it here, if this is the forcing function, ये अगर forcing function है, तो इसी frequency से response होगा, but there will be a shift. Are you with me? तो response कैसे चालू होगा? Response will be something like this. Are you with me? This is called as phase shift phi. There is shift due on account of this phi term. However, the frequency remains same. Frequency is forcing frequency lambda itself. So this is force, this is response. Are you with me? So we will take a 5 minutes break now, and based on this itself, we are now going to talk about resonance of a damped system. So when lambda approaches omega, what happens to the response? ये हम देखने वाले. So how damped resonance is different than undamped resonance is the point of discussion next. So take a 5 minutes break and come back.
So you're not audible.